computer. All right. Okay, so I've started recording it. You all know Nigeria's global icon, the Americana. I know you know her. So she has written, how did she become a global icon? From nowhere, we never heard about her. She's not just the first person that has written one or two books, but she leveraged her book and became a global icon all over the world. This lady has made Nigeria so proud. I call her Nigeria's global ambassador. So about a week or two ago, I wrote a very powerful blog post about her. So when you, this is the link. You can read, if you didn't read it before, you have not read it, you can read it. How did she start? She started with her small book, Purple Hibiscus, and then have a Yellow Sun, and then her Americana. Today, she has written so many other books. She has spoken at Harvard, she has spoken at Penn University, she has spoken at Yale. I mean, she has been given so many PhDs. Because of what? Because she wrote a book. And then she knew, of course, all the things I'm telling you, I've written 7 books. I never knew a kobo because I did not have a mentor. Nobody showed me. I just had the passion. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. I said, these people that have written books, do they have 3 heads, 4 heads? Let me write, because I buy so many books. I drive a jalopy car, but when it comes to my library, I have more than 5,000 books in my library. So it's not just my personal library. I'm talking about just my personal library, not even the bookshop that I co-owned with Jude and other friends. So how did she start? She started with just 1 book. She didn't attend Harvard. She did not attend Oxford. She attended just a common university, but she had a mentor. She had a mentor, and then the mentor positioned her and showed her. That's why today I am your mentor. So let's push on. All this, you have the slides, and then you also have the recording, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is what I said. There's no feeling more exhilarating than stumbling on the world's most iconic libraries, shops, websites, and finding your book displayed alongside those of the planet's most revered authors. Yes, imagine you are in Heathrow Airport or you are in JF Kennedy, and you see your book. I was very thrilled the day I saw my book in JFK for Ludo. It was sold. I was also at Book Expo America, and then I saw my book. I was thrilled beyond. Of course, book is a low value item. Book is a low value item, selling for $10, $20. But you can turn your book into a global enterprise. Yes, just like Chimamanda has done, Tom Peters, Alan Weiss, even the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You know how many millions dollars that Steve Covey has made from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Because she turned it into a business. Yes, anybody can do it. I wish I knew these things 20 years ago, 10 years ago. I'm just getting to know. So you are in a better position than even me, because I have to now recalibrate my books. I have to now do the things I should have done earlier. And so you are in a better position than me, because you are going to be starting on a sound footing. You are starting on a sound footing. Yes, as a nurse, you can write, you have so much, you have dealt with so many medical doctors. You can even write a book, not as a medical doctor, but how to even take care of small ailments, how to take care of yourself, how to remain healthy, even at the age of 100, and so on and so forth. So there's so much your book can do for you. So I said your book will open doors. Who born Monkey Marana for me to be rubbing shoulders with Professor Lere Bale? This is somebody who represents Europe, Africa, Middle East, and everywhere. This is the founder of Business School Netherlands. Professor Lere Bale is my student. He humbled himself and came to train in book writing clinic. He even humbled himself and came to train in internet business mastery course. He has bought more than 300 copies of my books, and which he has given out to students in Business School Netherlands. Some of the students in Business School Netherlands, and we have remained friends. We have been friends. He has facilitated so many programs. I invited him, And when, because we are not in it we know that we are in it for the long term in a marathon. It will not say, Paul, how are you going to pay me? Paul, you know who I am? I'm a professor. You cannot pay me less than 200,000 naira per hour. Yes. So whatever it comes, we are in it together for the long term. So I say book will open doors. Will open doors. My background, as you all know, some of you may know that my background is in banking. I was a back office person. Back office means that you don't have interaction with customers. A back office, I was a risk manager in a bank. No interaction with customers. My only work is to watch the balance sheet and make sure all our credit portfolio is very sound, or to the best of my ability. I'm talking about a credit portfolio of 450 billion naira. Yes, any credit that left that portfolio must pass through my desk. And well, I'm not boasting here, but that's what I did as the head of credit analysis bank-wide in one of the top 10 banks in the country. Yes. So when I came out from banking in 2010, I was virtually naked. I said naked. Naked in the sense that I did not know Tom and Dick. Nobody could turn to say, help me. Yes, I started from zero. But today, these are all the clients I've been able to get. All right. Some of the clients I've had, and I mean, clients who have participated, has sent people to take part in our programs. If you look at the top there is Nigerian breweries. How can you, a Nigerian brewery is a global, a Fortune 500 company. How can you get into Nigerian breweries, a Fortune 500 company? It's not that easy. How can you get into Dangote? How can you get into Nest Oil? How can you get into Inla, Smile, Cowrie, KPMG, one of the top 6 global consulting companies called Poludo come and talk to us. So why? Because of my book, because of the way I've learned and to position myself. These people have the confidence to invite me to come and talk to their people, First Bank, and so on and so forth. So this is just to encourage you that yes, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Assuming that each of these companies gave me just a 1 million naira job every month, 1 million naira. So I'll be making 35 million every month, assuming. It's not that straightforward, okay? So I'm just saying that, of course, these are clients that are there in our books. They call once in a while, give us job, and so on and so forth. So you can equally do that. I'm talking about this book with open doors. One of the, so this is just simply to keep inspiring you, motivating you. Somebody said, I'm talking about this, a client that sent helicopter to pick me. They said, we want to invite you as a motivational speaker in our end of year retreat. I begged them, I said, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker. They said, well, we have done our timetable, we cannot change it. We have done our timetable, we cannot change it. So I told them, I'm just an author. I don't even speak just so well. He said, no, well, we got your name. So we got your name. So we have put you as a motivational speaker, and they're sending a helicopter to pick you. They came, they sent a helicopter to pick me. I went to airport in Lagos. I entered the helicopter and they took me to, it's unbelievable what your book can do for you. Of course, I'm not bragging here. I just want to show you, convince you, yes, or this can be done. So these 7 reasons you should write your book in summary. I believe that I've been able to convince you in that why you should write a book. In summary, we have spent 30 minutes so far. Massive boost of credibility. Yes, your book is credibility booster. One of the greatest credibility boosters is your book. And then if you can speak well, you go to NTA to speak, you go to channels to speak, you go to AIT to speak, and also boost. That's also speaking. What has boosted Chimamanda's is that she started to play at the elite level from day one. She played at the elite level. She got some of the best voice coaches, one of the best presenters to coach her how to speak. And then she started going out there. So when you write your book, it's not just writing a book and keeping it in your house. No, you have to go out there to the world and let people know, spread your story. Have what we call TPOV. TPOV stands for teachable point of view. You must stand for something. You must stand for something. What do you stand for? And let people know what you stand for, and talk about it, and talk about it, and talk about it. People will start to listen. Initially, they will just ignore you. Say he's making noise. I don't mind that guy. Don't mind that girl. She likes to make noise. Then after you become successful, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Then I told you that I told you he'll be successful. They will deny that they denied you before. So it's a massive boost of credibility. I want to welcome Dr. Naji Robert Naji. I want to welcome Pastor Memen Samuel. So, impact the world and extend your reach. Yes, Chimamanda has impacted the world and extended her reach. Help many others to succeed. Yes, when you help other people to succeed, you're also going to succeed. Create evergreen source of passive income. Book is the greatest source of passive income. I can assure you. I can assure you. They make money. Well, we normally put, I always tell people, say, you don't like money. Well, you can give it to charity homes. There are people, motherless babies homes and important charities. Of course, some people don't just go to make money. Money is a byproduct of what you do. Money is a byproduct of what you do. And then launch a movement. You can launch a movement. Like, there's so many people that have launched movements. Okay, there's so many people that have launched movements from their book. Even Tom Peters, he has a movement. And then I said test immortality. Test immortality. So please, Pastor, please mute your test immortality. Yes, when once today we talk about Chinua Achebe, we talk about Shakespeare, Wole Soyinka, they are more or less immortal because they've written books. It's not for everybody. So I believe that this has convinced you that you should write a book. You have these slides, and then I have some recordings that I will send to you after this. And so you get started to write your book. How you should write your book is part 2. How you should write your book is part 2. How you should write your book. I want us to finish this webinar within the next 1 hour. I mean, within the next 30 minutes, so that 8:30 to 9:30, we are finished with the webinar, and then we can move and do other things today. All right. So, how you should write your book. First of all, I said, attend book writing clinic. Attend book writing clinic. This is where I teach people A to Z of book writing. Of course, when I even started, I did not know. I was just started it. I said, I will be interested in this, and let me just ask a friend. When once I launched book writing, I launched book writing clinic in 2015. I didn't even know my left from my right. But lo and behold, the managing director of NACO just sent me paid money to my account. He said, Paul, I want to attend. I said, how can you, managing director? He said, I want to attend. I've been trying to write a book for more than 15 years. I didn't know what to do. And then the HR director of another bank sent me money. He said, I want to attend. And before I know it, we had 3 people in that class. 3. One man was a builder, a former student. He came, 3 of us. So we started, that's how we started book writing clinic. All right. So today, how many are we? So please, for you to write your book, I say start with book writing clinic. All right. 7 questions to ask before you start writing. 7 questions. I wish I knew all these things before I started. I did not know them. It's only now that I know them, and I'm sharing it with you. How much do I want to make? If you do not want to make money, don't write, because you make a lot of money when you write your book. Yes. How much do I want to make? Okay, I want to make 5 million. And then you now to 5 million naira is very small amount if you convert it to dollars. It's only here, but 5 million naira can just help you small, can be better than having nothing. So how much do you want to make? Because what you want to make will determine all the other strategies and tactics you will take. Yes. And I said, I work with some very, very big men in writing their books. And some of them will tell me, oh, Paul, money is not the issue. I'm not looking for money. I say, sir, you don't need the money, but you can form a foundation, and then put this money into a foundation to help the less privileged. Say, hey, I didn't know that. I say, yes, you don't have to use your money from your business. You can use the money from the book to form a foundation. And then from that foundation, you can help the less privileged in the society. Yes, if it was because of the money, of course, we would not be here. How much do I charge for a book writing class? 25K. 25K. If 50 people attend, how much is that? Okay. So it's not, it's just the passion. And who will write my book? Who will write your book? You have to ask that question. Some people believe that they must write your book. That is a fallacy. You don't have to write your book. You can ask some other person to write your book for you. The person will just be telling your story for you. The person will enter into your mind and say what you want to say. Yes, maybe you are so, your time is so, you are so choked with time, you can now ask some other person to write your book. We call those people ghost writers. All right, they can help you write your book. Who will read your book? Who will read my book? That is a question you have to ask. A lot of people write their book as if they're writing for themselves. No, you are not writing your book for yourself. If you want to write your book for yourself, fine, you can just write a book and say, dear Paulo, write your book to yourself. But if you are writing a book for an audience, you have to determine which audience. What, like now I ask you, what will be your takeaways? Yes, that's how you start. You will now have to find out from the audience what they want. Yes, there are ways of doing that through surveys and so on and so forth. What does the audience want to know? What do the audience want to hear? And the people that will write their book, what ailments, what pain points, what aspirations do they have? It's based on those that you now decide how you want to approach the book. So 3, who will read my book is a very, very fundamental question that you have to ask. If you do not ask these questions, as I did not ask when I wrote my first 7 books, you are just going to be, you are going to be dependent on luck, You go to somebody, and then when you go, you give him your book. He say, are you the one that wrote this book? He say, yes, sir, I'm the one that wrote the book. And he will look at the book. He say, it doesn't look like a Nigerian book. This book looks so good. Because when my book came out, people said, the name sounds like a Japanese. This man must be Japanese. But he's talking about Nigeria. I started laughing. He said that Japanese, some of them bear the name Uduk. I said, okay, just 1 minute, please. I said, okay, so Japanese here bear the name Uduk. So how do I launch my book? Okay, sorry, that should be my book. Sorry, I have so much data. You do. All right, people still come in. How do I launch my book? How do I launch my book? So all these things must be things that you think about ahead before you even put pen to paper. So sorry. Before you write a single word, you must find answer to this question. You must ask and answer this question. How do I launch my book? How will I market my book? You must ask, how will I market my book? How do I turn my book into a movement? Yes, if you want your book to become a movement, you have to ask those questions. And then how do I and my book remain evergreen? For your book to remain evergreen, you must do some of the things that Chimamanda is doing. You have to learn to speak, you have to come out from your shell. Do not be shy. Do not be afraid that, people will laugh at me. Initially, it's normal. Initially, it's always normal for people to be scared. I remember the first day I took my book out to go and show somebody. I was scared that the person would tell me, this book is useless. But when I showed my book to a friend, he came from California. I showed my book to a friend. He came from California. And I was just waiting for him to tell me, Paul, this is a trash. But when he went through the book, he shouted, he said, this book is too good. Please, when it's ready, send it to my boss. He's a consultant in California. He works with a company. And they normally come to Nigeria, you know, all these 5-star hotels, 5-star hotels, they normally bring in their trainers from the US. Okay. So he flies in, he goes to Abuja and trains in one of the 5-star hotels. He comes to Lagos, trains in one of the 5-star hotels, he flies back. But fate happened to bring us together. So when I showed him my book, he said, this book is too good. So that fear you're having is just your own fear. It's not the fear of the market, it's not the marketplace. It's only the marketplace can determine whether your book is good or not good. So do not be afraid to launch your book. When I showed my book to that guy, he said, this book is too good. Please, even recommended that his father should write the forward to the book. And that's how Bridges to the Customer had came out. All right. So these are the 7 questions you ask. Of course, when you join BWC, you learn how to ask this question, work together, and so on and so forth. And then the 7 steps to get your book off the ground. This, somebody asked, he wants to know how to get started. I said, do a brain dump, Some people call it mind map. Everything you know, put down on a piece of paper. You don't need to work with me to do this. The only reason you need to work with us is just to be a member of a community. Because when you are a member of a community, it's easier. You are motivated, you are challenged, and you know the ambience of being together. All right. So do a brain dump. I'm sending you this slide. So do a brain. Just sit down one Saturday, one Sunday. Close your door and start. Depending on what you want to write on. So write down everything at all about that subject you want to write on. Maybe you want to write about malaria. Everything that's to do with malaria. Everything at all. Maybe you want to write about how to cook edikaikong soup. You know edikaikong soup in Calabar and Uyo. People like it so much. So you want to write the edikaikong soup. Write about everything that you can use to cook edikaikong soup. ID, are you there? I can hear ID all the way in Abuja. And I can see Idu, BWC member. Idu, you're welcome. Idu is the part of the Women Power Group. In that, they are said there were, I think, 15 women, only one guy. All right, so I called it the Women Power Group. I think Idu, that's the one you attended. You're welcome. And Ojinika Opara, you're welcome. All right, I said, yes, welcome. Draw up your book's outline. After you have done your brain dump, you have done your mind map, you do a broad. So when you do your mind map, you are going to see areas, things that come together in things that are in certain categories. Okay, maybe you want to do a edikaikong soup. You talk about the meat, talk about the fish, talk about the crayfish, talk about the and so on and so forth. So now you to group things together. That's how you do your book's outline. When you group things, similar things together. So that becomes your book outline. And then you now start to research your book. If you want to talk about the fish for edikaikong soup, what the Calabar people have special about fish they use, not any fish. So you start researching for each of the topics, you start to research your book, and then start writing your book, and then launch your book, market your book, and then now turn your book into a business and a movement, right? So it's as straightforward as that. Of course, it can be intimidating. If you have not done it before, it can be intimidating if you have not done it before. All right, so this is how a mind map would look like. Idu went out and came back again. This is how it's quite ugly, but quite helpful, just as you see there, all right? So you now start to join things together, group things together. When you group things together, this is what you are going to get from the mind map. This is what you are going to get. Final outline of your book. Like, let me say you want to do a cookbook. I've been talking about edikaikong soup. Idu, you're welcome. Member of the Women Power Group. All right. So this is what will be the final outline of your book. For instance, if you want to do a cookbook, you can be just 5 chapters. 5 chapters, and each chapter you have 3 topics you want to write on, and each of those 3 topics, maybe you write 5 pages. So by the time you multiply 3 times 5, how many? 15. 15 times 5. So your ebook is ready. Your ebook is ready. All right. Ebook should not be more than 75 pages. In fact, the shorter the better. So just hit on the key points, because ebook, you're selling your ebook for about $10, $5, $6. You can sell your ebook for $30. You can sell your book for $70. It depends on how the demand for the idea you are writing on is. All right. So this is how you can do. It's very simple. All right. It's very, very simple. Okay. It's as straight. There's no anything hidden here. Yes. Do a brain dump or mind map. Just write about everything you need to is required for that subject, or that you can remember. In the process of doing research, you will get more ideas, and then you just put them into different buckets. So you have this breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then you are off to, and then you should write, as you are starting out, maybe a special ebook should not be more than 40, 50, maximum 75 chapters. I mean 75 pages, so that people can read it in 1.5 hours and get off and start implementing what ebooks. People make thousands from ebooks, more than even ordinary books. Ordinary book is a marathon. Ordinary book is a marathon, but ebooks is a 100 meters dash. You just hit and say, I want to make $500,000. $500,000 from my ebook. You just sit down now, do the research, go to gurus.com, get somebody write your ebook for you, and then you are off. $500,000. You made it within 5 months. Yes, there's a guy I met. His name is Ty Cohen, and he told me this, and I could not believe it. And he showed me. He said that, Paul, this is not just. I'm not boasting. Sure, let me show you. And then, so these are the things that I've learned over the years. And I just wish, I wish I knew this thing when I started out. I wish I knew this thing. Well, I did not know, so I cannot just kill myself. I'm now learning. I'm starting to implement. And so you see me driving a big car. Do not say, that guy, I know him is a thief. I'm not a thief. All right. So 3 ways to approach your book. So despite what we have said, there are 3 ways you can approach your book. We are experts. Like it or not, you are an expert. Like it or not, you are an expert. So you can approach your book as a research expert. Research is something you do not know anything about any subject. Okay, recently, I am sure that some of you are aware of my ultimate guides. I'm not a subject in health. I'm not a subject not a subject expert in health. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not a doctor, but I wrote something on health that doctors all over Lagos.
Glory be to God.
Pastor Meme. All right. So you can approach your book as a research expert. You just take a subject you are not an expert in and start researching on it. Okay. And before you know it, you become an expert in that subject. All right. Let me say there are some people that do real estate. I say, Paul, I'm going to Victoria Land. I'm Banana Republic. Surrounded Banana Island. There's a lot of money in real estate. I'm doing that, and so on and so forth. I just laugh. I wish they could even write a book on real estate. You just do all the research, interview the top 10 real estate moguls or titans in Nigeria, and package it as a book. The real estate in Nigeria, the facts and figures. Real estate in Nigeria, how you can become a millionaire in real estate. Package it, interview about 10, 20 real estate moguls, and then you become an expert in real estate. Then, meanwhile, you don't even have a house. You are living in a rented house, but you are a real estate mogul. So you become a research expert. All right. On the other side is result expert. Result expert is somebody that achieved something, like Mary. Mary has achieved something, like Pastor, like Idru, like all of us here have achieved something. Some of us have been in banking, some of us have been in insurance, some of us have been directors in companies, some of us are directors in federal government establishments. Yes, you have achieved results. So you can share your results. For instance, I'm a result expert when it comes to risk management, when it comes to credits. I've achieved results in those areas. So I can write a book. I've already written a book on credit. So I'm a result expert. So when the two overlap, you become a role model. All right, you become a role model. This guy, yes, people look up to you as an expert, people that can come to consult. So NTA will come, CNN will come, BBC will come to interview you. You are as a role model. So you combine, you are result expert, you have a research expert, you become a role model, you have launched courses, you have done this, you have done that. So people come to you as the resource, as the person they would like to hear about. In what's happening in Russia, in Ukraine, they come to you, you say, he's an international expert in foreign policy. That's how it works. All right. Research, and then results. So you can do that. You can write your book. Let me show you. These are some of the biggest books out there that were based on research. Not that these people they sat down and wrote the books. Yes, they just sat down and did research. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book has sold more than 40 million copies, and the man has turned it into a business. All right. Built to Last by James Collins. Good to Great, also by Jim Collins and his friends, also have sold millions and millions of copies. What did they do? They did research of companies that stood the test of time. And before you know it, they became they became experts. Of course, the 4-hour work week, this and Bridget is Customer Heart. These are books you sit down and just think about and become. Before I wrote Bridget is Customer Heart, which is on customer service, I read all the books in JFK Kennedy Library in Ahmadu Bello University. I read all books on customer service. I read all books on customer service in Ahmadu Bello University, JFK Library. Yes, that's how I became an expert in customer service. So when I say service excellence, people will listen. Yes, because I did research. 4-hour work week. This is based on personal, putting yourself as a guinea pig. Tim Ferriss is a guinea pig. He tries things and he sees whether it works out, and then he writes it in his book. He has written so many. The Tools of Titans, the Tools of Titans, the Something of Mentors, and so on. He has written so many. The 4-hour work week, the 4-hour body, the 4-hour cook work, or whatever. He has written so many. So those are the things you can do to write your book. How do you publish your book? You can publish your book with PDF, just PDF. Your ebook. You don't need to make it so beautiful. Just get somebody to design the front, just the front, and then you send it out for your ebook, PDF. Create a small website, put a shopping cart, and allow it. The people will just be downloading the book and pay you before they download. Of course, you need help in just a one page website with this thing, and then I see people that do that and they're getting $50,000 every year. So I'm getting $20,000. I wish I knew these things before, but now that I know, I have to go back and reprogram all my own books, and I'm believing that yes, along the way I should be doing it. And then your book can just be a Word manuscript. I did not even know. You can send your book. I'm talking about your book. You don't need to make it I had to get somebody in Australia to convert my book into what I call Mobi. I did not know. I paid $120 to convert my book. No, not 120. I did $150 because I converted into EPUB and Mobi. Mobi is the language that Kindle uses. I did not know that I could just send a Word manuscript to Amazon. Amazon will convert it for me. I did not know. When I heard that Amazon uses Mobi, I had to send the book. I paid $150. I got the two. And then I sent it to Amazon. Amazon will say, oh, you could have just sent out your Word document. So your Word manuscript, okay? You don't need to do any other thing. Then you can sit down and record your book as an audio. Yes, it will help in selling your book more. And then you can turn your book into a movie. These are advanced strategies. Let's forget about that for now. Advanced strategies, right? People like J.K. Rowling are the people that do that and so on. Yeah, book. My book, The Gods of Quality Strike Back. That is the book I'm negotiating with some people to turn it into a movie. The Gods of Quality Strike Back. When the gods struck there was a devastating blow to this company. And in fact, it's still evolving. It's a fantastic story. The Gods of Quality Strike Back. All right. How do you market your book? You market your book from your website. So do not go and look for somebody that will cheat you. Don't do website, just consult me. Somebody has cheated me more than 200,000 naira to do a website for me and disappear with my money. Yes, website should not be nothing more than 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Yes, website these days is a plug and play. In fact, you can do if you are the tech type, you can do your website. You don't need to go to a webmaster. But there are certain things that a webmaster can help you do. But if it's just a one-page website for you to sell your book, you can do it yourself, or you can just get somebody to small boys. I can help you with that. So start with your website, okay? And then ACX is a part of Amazon. Amazon KDP is also part of Amazon, Audible, Lulu, iTunes, CD Baby, and then do promotions, do interviews, and then speak. And so whenever there's a webinar, you can, a seminar, I'm talking about face-to-face, or even online, you can find out the organizers and say, okay, I have this book, can I sell it? And then, if they allow you, you can say, then, okay, I will give you 10% of the book, of the sales I do, and so it's okay, fine. So you sell your book in an event, maybe you sell it for 25,000 naira, you can give them 5,000 or 10,000. And so these are some of the ways you market your book, all right? It's very, very straightforward. I did not know, I thought it was complex. I had to call a guy to help me put my book on Amazon. Because when the guy started to deceive me, that I decided to start learning myself. When I started learning, I realized that thing was so easy. Just go to Amazon, create an account. It's straightforward, it's a step-by-step process. Create your account, and then Amazon will just give you fill in here, fill in there, fill in there, fill in there. It's plug and play, very, very easy. All right. So this is how you market your book. These are the websites that CD Baby is one of them, Lulu, Audible, and so on. And most of them have been, of course, grabbed by Amazon these days, even though they still run independently. All right. All right. So Binta was saying, I want my book to be very professional. This is where professionalism comes in. This is where professionalism comes in. You must get a designer to design your book cover, because your book cover is the first thing people will see before they see the inside. So if your book cover is not good, that is the end of your book. People will not like your book. You have a book cover that even the typographical errors on the cover, it is not good. So get one of the best design. It doesn't have to be very expensive. There are designers that can charge you 5K, 10K to do good design. This is my well beyond your imagination. I did it for 20K. All right. Bridget is customer hat. I did it myself. The Gods of Quality Strike Back, I did it for 30K. Of course, do not go to a design studio to do your this thing. You don't need a design studio. That's why I did not know. The first time I went to a design studio, they charged me 30,000 for just a design. They will now tell you this is the color. They give you a CD, and you don't need that CD, all right? Because you're not going to do. So, long story short, let your book, the typing, the design, the formatting, everything about your book should be exquisitely handled, okay? Should be exquisite. Do not, if you want to cut corners in anything, do not cut corners when it comes to the design of your book, the design of the cover, and the design of the interior. Because sometimes you open a book, the first 2 pages, you see typos, you see the book is not well arranged, you just keep it and know that this was done by an amateur, all right? So that is, as far as that is concerned, professionalism. Professionalism is very key. All right. And then you are an Amazon author. You upload your book to Amazon. Amazon will give you a special place. It said it's called Amazon Central, Amazon Author Central. That is where you are going to toot your horn. That's where you are going to write everything about yourself, show you what you have accomplished. All right. I took this very, very lightly. I never bothered to I never bought that until somebody told me like, I said, I'm not selling much of my books. He said, how's the Amazon Central? I said, what is Amazon Central? I just thought if I put my book on Amazon, I've arrived, I've achieved. That is not the way. That is not the way at all. You must help Amazon to help you. You must, Amazon gives you that place for free. And Amazon has done its own bit. Your now is to go there and tweak everything, get people to review your books, review. If people do not review your book, you can even bribe people to review your book. You can give somebody $5. I say, please go and review my book for me. You can even, there are so many ways of doing it. Let me not, there are many ways of doing that. Okay, so your book must have a review. If your book does not have a review, the chances of people buying it on Amazon will be very, very low. All right, and then get your Amazon Central, well designed, well done, everything beautiful, and your book will start to sell. All right, we have exceeded 1 hour so far. All right, part 3, what you should do right now. What you should do right now. All right. Please, I hope you are writing down questions so that at the end we'll look at the questions. What you should do right now, just I want to reiterate, join book writing clinic. First and foremost, attend book writing clinic. Yes, because this is where I show you in black and white how these things are done. Talking is easy. A lot of people talk. I see people and they go to channels, they talk, and they go to AIT, they talk, they go to NTA, they talk. But when it comes to the doing, a lot of people are doing it quietly. All right. So book writing clinic is one of the platforms in this country that we are doing. These are my proud alumni members. ID, can you see yourself? ID, are you there in Abuja? All right. So this is IBM BWC1, Coyote BWC, but this one is a picture on time, it's portrait on time. This later RDJ. RDJ was one of the biggest motivational speakers in Nigeria. I said, RDJ, how can you be a top global motivational speaker and you don't have a book to your name? You don't have a book to your name. I kept holding him. I was on his neck day and night. One day I just sat down. I saw RDJ in book writing clinic. He came in. All right. RDJ has done more to promote my book than any other person. Because when I sent the book to him, he gave it a very, very beautiful review. He said, Paulo Duke, in my opinion, is the greatest writer in Nigeria. Oh my gosh. So these are the people that have attended book writing clinic. You can see Kennedy Najim and Idru. You can see your face there on the first line, Emmanuel. These are people that have attended book writing clinic. And so I want you to attend book writing clinic. All right. These are people that have attended book writing clinic. All right. So you should not be left out. All right. So these are people, Michelle, a management consultant. So be the next author, be the next author, be the next author. It is open. All right. These are some of the students that have achieved. Let me do this on presentation mode. So you hear at least one of them. All right. All right, so I think I will need to do new share again. All right, so we go back there. What am I doing right? Can you still see the screen? Can you still see the screen? Can you still see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
All
can.
right.
Yes,
So,
we can.
all right, you can. All right. So let's look at this is just 1 minute videos
I can.
by Ijoma and Neji. Ijoma and Neji has attainable writing cleaning more than 5 times. All right. So, all right, the final one. I saw you are still with me.
No, we can't see.
You can't see. You can't see.
No video showed up.
No video.
Okay, you all right. So I think what I need to do is to do share, new share.
Go to
All
the
right.
link. Go to the link. Okay.
Yes. Can you see now?
No.
Right. So what I'll do is I will cancel this. I will cancel this, and then I will do new share. All right.
Okay. Thanks, coach.
All right. Let me hope this works.
It will.
Are you seeing it now?
Just loading.
But can you see the screen? Christiana, can you see the screen? Ogochuku, can you see the screen? Olabode,
No,
can you see the
coach.
screen?
It's not showing. No screen is showing.
No screen is showing.
None,
right.
none.
The slides, the slides that we are seeing,
You are seeing the slides.
they're still the same slide.
Just the link shown by
The links are showing, is the people speaking, the links are showing.
All right.
Okay, but it's on slide show now. Okay, okay.
All right. So let me, can you see now?
We are seeing your face.
You are seeing, you are only seeing my face.
That's all I
Right. I think you are seeing our faces. Am I right?
can.
Yes, we can see your face.
Yeah, oh, no, no.
Only
Okay,
your-
don't worry. Let
I
me
only see your face, coach.
okay, let me do a slide share. Can you see the screen now?
Oh, yes.
You can
Yes.
see
We
the
can see.
screen.
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
All right. So let's do the last one. Can you see the screen?
We still can, yes.
Okay. All right. So let's look at the last video. You can see the video.
Not yet.
Can you see the video?
Not yet, coach.
Chief Caller Joe, can you see the video?
No,
I can't, coach. I can only see those 3 links.
What?
I can see just the 3 links. No video showing.
Oh, okay, just a minute. We'll get it.
Yes.
You see it? Are you seeing the 3 links?
of the link.
Yes, the 3 links.
Okay, on presentation mode, am I right?
No.
Yes, please. Yes. All lined up on the slide.
It's not on presentation.
Is it on presentation mode or normal mode?
Normal mode.
Normal mode. Yeah, okay. This is a normal mode. Okay. Yeah, just on the slide. Normal on the slide. Just on the slide.
Just on the slide. Okay. I think there's something I'm not doing well. I want to start new share. All right.
Oh, no.
I think if the video is already attached to your slide, all you need to do is to just click on that link. As if you have already attached your video, sir. And then it will begin to play. That's if the video is attached to your slides already. So we can only see the slide with the 3 links. All you just need to do is
you can only see the slides on the normal mode. Am I right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Yes.
You can see
Maybe
the
you
slides
just
right
need
now.
to click on that
You
link.
can only play it when you are in the presentation mode.
Yes, you can only play when you are. Okay, let me do on slideshow mode. All right.
And then you can click on the link.
Yes, slideshow.
Okay.
Yes, if you're on slideshow, you'll be able to click on the link.
Yes. Can you still see it now?
Yes, we're still seeing the links.
Okay.
On the slide.
It's still on the original slide.
You cannot still see the video.
It's not yet on. No, it's not yet on slideshow. If it's not on slideshow, if you click on the link, it will not show. The video will not play.
That's true. This is still on this still slide. Okay.
Can you see the
Bravo.
video?
Yes, please.
All right, you can see the video now, all right?
Well done. Volume.
No audio.
No audio, not at all.
No audio.
All right, so did you hear what Florence said?
There was no audio.
Okay, the audio did not come out.
No.
Okay, I think, well, maybe I didn't, there are some things I didn't do well. Let's just go back to our slides, okay?
All right, thank you very kindly. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I need to do screen.
Since we have the links, we can view it later.
Yes, please. I think so. Yeah.
I'm looking for my.
Where you stopped?
Yes. All right. Can you still see my screen now?
Yes, we can, Coach.
All right. So 3 alumni members speak. So these are people that I asked. They attend. I mean, these are some of the earlier BWCs that we did, and asked them to speak. This is Phil Maduago, who said, I will invite everybody for my book launch. She has launched her book. She couldn't do her book immediately because of COVID. She attended book writing clinic just before COVID, and then everything had to pack up. But recently, she has launched her book. Her book is on Amazon. You can go to Amazon and buy her book, Phil Maduago, The Exciting Adventures of a Boring Consultant. She's talking about consulting, how, and so on and so forth. So book writing clinic has been 25,000 Naira since 2015. And you can get it today for just 35K, only for 35K. And it is such an amazing thing that you get it. And so that you do not just keep your dormant dream remaining dormant. All right. But because you are in this webinar, you sacrifice your time to be here. You could have been sleeping, could have been doing some other thing. I'm giving you amazing bonuses, amazing bonuses. These are what you get when you join BWC today. I mean today that you don't have to pay today. You have 1 week to pay and join BWC. You can pay instrumental, you can pay 1,000 per month, you can pay 2,000 per month, but I encourage you to pay everything so that the coach will not starve. So you come membership of book writing community. You help develop your book. I will help you develop your book outline. And then I mentor and coach you, guide you on your launching your book, marketing your book, create your Amazon Author Central account, attend free BWC as long as you wish. I told you that Ijeoma Neji has attended more than 5 times. Every day you come for a new BWC, we teach new things. And for only 35K, you get all those things. Let me give you an example, an alternative that you can get. These people are called self-publishing school. Self-publishing school. This is their rate as at 2019. And it's exactly what they do that we do. Of course, but because they are based in the US, they can afford to charge this. But because we are so poor here in Nigeria, people cannot even afford $100, not at all affording $5,997, almost $6,000 for a book. That is, if you convert this, it gives you about 3.35 something million naira. Yes. Yes. Self-publishing school, that is their rate. So I'm giving you, on top of everything, the biggest bonus I've ever given. How expert build empire, because book writing clinic is about how to build your empire. In fact, I have a special course that I called How Expert Build Empire. I sell this course for 120,000. I'm sure there are people in this seminar that are students of How Experts Build Empire. There are very few students in Nigeria in How Experts Build Empire, because we are actually experts. We are building empires. They're not just writing a book. A book is a low value item selling for 10 to 20K. But I'm showing you how to build an empire, because you can do these things. You operate in 7 dimensions. You operate as an author. You operate as a speaker. You operate as a consultant. You operate as a coach. You operate as an information marketer. So all these things come together to enable you build an empire. It is amazing. It's amazing. If you can make $100,000, it's big money, 56 million naira. That is what we are all going for. All right. So if I put everything together, book writing clinic 35, membership of book writing clinic community. I run this community, and it's very time consuming. Assuming that there are communities I belong to, I pay 5K a month. Even in your subscription for CNN and so on and so forth, you pay. Some people pay 8,000, 9,000 for the bouquet. Right. Assuming that you pay only 5K for every month, all the things you get on WhatsApp, on Facebook, if you calculate it's up to 5,000 a month, 60. So if I work with you to brainstorm your mind map and draw up your book outline, I'm talking about, for this, I charge $6,000 before. For my very top, it's not something I do for everybody. I do for top clients, and I've already increased the price to $10,000. You must pay before I leave my house. If you don't pay, fine, no problem. I just stay and read my book, right? But I will do it for you because you're a member of BWC. BWC, the whole aim of BWC is to produce 1 million authors all over Africa. That is the big movement we are running. So you are part of the movement, all right? So if you add everything that you get today, you are getting this because you are at this webinar. Once this webinar is over, the offer is also over. So the total value you are getting at, yes, creating Amazon Author Central, even if I'm charging 25K, a one-off thing, is something that can help you sell thousands of books. All right. I did not know. I had to even pay somebody to help me do these things. I paid somebody to help me convert my book to EPUB and the other one. All right. I paid him $150 to do. So I've done all the heavy lifting for you. I've done all the heavy lifting. I cut 7 years off your learning curve. So you can do this. Total value, 615,000 naira. All right. So you are only paying 35,000 for all this, all right? So I believe that, and if you want, you can just say, Paul, I'm interested. Just DM me, Paul, I'm interested, and then we move on from there. But if you say, okay, I don't have Naira, you pay $50. $50 is honestly, it's not, you don't even tell somebody I'm charging $50 for my service because it's shameful. Because we are so poor here in Nigeria, a bag of rice is 35K or how many, no fuel. So that's why I'm doing this, and I'm just doing it almost for free, all right? So that is what you get today, 615,000 value for 35K. If you're interested, just say, I'm interested. If you're not interested, I'll send you slides, I'll send you recording. So this is what Taiko and my friend told me. He said, there's nothing worse in life than going in the wrong direction in full speed. Most of us go in the wrong direction because, I mean, it's ignorance of the law. It's no excuse. We didn't know, we did not know, we are still doing it, and so on and so forth. So we need to change direction. We need to know what's happening out there and reposition ourselves, enjoy our expertise, get to, Jude, are you there? I see something just went off.
I'm here.
All right. So there's nothing worse in life than going the wrong direction in full speed, like Cohen. And my friend RDJ, late RDJ said, you must be willing to do today what other people will not do so that you can have tomorrow what they will not have. So that is why I'm giving you this offer. I want to thank you for tuning in. And I've told you the biggest bonus, my How Expert Build Empire. This is recorded videos, lessons, beautiful. Of course, I did them where I did not even know how to do videos. You laugh at me, but there are transcriptions, there are PDFs, there are exercises, there are workbooks that you hit the ground running. Only for 35K, value is more than 615,000. So let's quickly go to the frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions. Can I get my money back if I'm not satisfied with BWC? Yes. If you are not satisfied, tell me, Paul, I'm not satisfied. I want my money back. I'll give you back at 35K. Since we started BWC in 2015, nobody has ever come back and tell me, Paul, please give me my money. They are just going out there and telling people about BWC. Go and meet Paul Udo, join BWC. My students are the people running the platform. All right, how do I join the book writing clinic? I mean the BWC community. Once you go through the book writing clinic, you automatically become a member. How long does membership of BWC community last? It lasts forever until you say, Paul, I'm not interested. I'm now a guru. Let me go and build my own. It's good to be a member of a community. Yes, we have a book, we have a Facebook group, we have a WhatsApp group. We do a lot of things together. You call me 12 midnight, say, Paul, like my sister Christy called me yesterday. She'll launch her book. She'll launch her course. He called me yesterday, and so on and so forth. All right, Christy, are you there? Can you say hello?
I'm here, coach.
Are you there?
Here. Yes, I'm here, coach.
Okay. So
I'll be following.
Yes. Will BWC write my book for me? No, BWC will not. You have to write your book. BWC will just help you. Will BWC guarantee I write my book? Yes, BWC will guarantee because we will give you all the tools. All right, how long does a BWC course last? Just a full day. Normally we start in the morning and we end. There's a BWC actually coming up on Saturday. So we start on the morning and end on around 9 o'clock, and we end around 2:33. It's a full day's job. It's a full day event. And we have breakfast, we have lunch. So your money includes breakfast and lunch. It's not because of the money, it's because of the money. I would have canceled it a long time ago because I'm just doing it because of the passion. I want many authors all over Africa. Where does BWC course hold? All right, I normally send the meeting venue to people that have paid and want to join immediately. So let's quickly take a few questions. So I'm opening the floor now for everybody, please. How do we guarantee intellectual property of an ebook? Thank you very much for time well spent. Okay, Bumi. All right. So how do you guarantee intellectual property? Well, you have to register your book with copyright and so on and so forth. But once you have written a book, it's automatic. That is your copyrighted item. All right. your website will have some protocols, so nobody can download your book without paying and so on. So there are many things you can put on your website, and nobody can download it for free and so on and so forth. You put some things there. All right. So please, let's quickly Q&A so that we can round up. Anybody has questions? So we are now on Q&A.
Okay, I thought we're asking questions on the chat or something. That's where it's.
No, just ask any question so that others people can hear you also.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I wanted to ask. You talked about launching of a book a lot. Is it like what we see at Nigerian Institute of International Affairs? You gather people and then launch the book. Is that what you mean by launching the book?
No, that is not that. That is old school way of launching. Old school way of, you are launching your book globally. You are launching your book globally. We stay here and launch your book. People will sign in from all over the world. That is the type of launching we're talking about. It's not the launching of going to Nigeria. You go and rent a hall. You pay 500,000. Do you know Nigerian Institute of the International Affairs in VI? You pay 500,000. You pay 500,000 for the hall, and then you give people snacks. And no, that is old school. It's only for people that government people that do that. So this is something that will launch with your the new way of doing launching. Okay, the new way of doing launching. We launch it and online. And
who does that for me?
We work it together. Me and you and all your friends will get is a team that will do that. But once your book is ready, is the book writing clinic be virtual? If you want the virtual one, it's just a great job, sir, coach. I love your passion. Is the venue mainland or island? Okay, the venue will be in mainland. Is the book writing clinic virtual? No, it's not virtual. This book writing clinic will be face to face. And then if you do not have enough people, we'll cancel it. All right.
Then what about us in Abuja? How do we attend?
Yes, people in Abuja. I flew into Abuja. People were very enthusiastic. At the end, only 7 people showed up. We did it in a hotel somewhere near Otako. No, is it Otako? No, Otako. Near the army place. Only 7 people. Mary Helen was there, and a few people were only 7. So, okay, Binta, we'll arrange for you. We'll arrange somewhere.
Okay, maybe if I can help mobilize, then we make them copy by that, then we invite you.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes. If we can have 10 people, if you can have 10 people, it's okay, because my airline ticket alone, 100,000 to and fro hotel, so it's not really worth it. All right.
Yes.
So because of just my passion for it, I do travel. I spend my money. I go to Calabar. I go to Uyo. I do it and so on and so forth, but at a loss, right? Okay. So I do it only in Lagos. Pardon? Pardon?
I have another question.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay. I said, how do you determine who reviews your book?
You do the time when once your book is on Amazon, you know, Amazon wants objective review. Amazon wants, you can tell your friend, you have friends in the US, you can call them, say, okay, please, only somebody that has bought your book on Amazon can review it. Only somebody that has bought your book on Amazon can review it. All right, so if you have friends in the US, you can just tell them, okay, my book has just been released on Amazon, please help me review it. If they say, I don't have money to buy, so that's why I say you can send money to them. You can send money, if their book is $15, you can send $15 times $45 to 3 people. To the thing with reviews that when one person has reviewed your book, other people will start to review it. So you have to trigger the review by asking your friends that are really willing to help. They will review your book for you. All right. Binta, is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Any other question for me? All right. Any other question for me?
Yes, please. I wanted to know, how do you obtain an ISBN number?
If you put your book on Amazon, Amazon will give you for free. Put your book on Amazon free.
Yeah, but if you're not using Amazon, how do you get it on another format?
Yes, there are some publishers that will give you. I do give some of my students free when I used to have. I used to give free. So you can buy it. It's used to be about $250. You can buy 10. Buy 10, and then each time you write your book, you add, but Amazon gives for free. And there's no harm you getting your book on Amazon and then using that same IBSN to publish outside. But it's always good. Amazon gives for your ebook, it gives different ISBN. For your audiobook, different. For your hardcover, different, and so on and so forth. So it's good because Amazon is a global place. I encourage you because it's a stamp of credibility that you are, first and foremost, when anybody asks you, will ask you, is your book on Amazon? So if it's not on Amazon, they will just say maybe it's not a good book or things like that. But you can buy it anywhere. Some publishers do give out free. Of course, they will charge you indirectly. They'll give out ISBN free because ISBN is expensive. You can buy a set of 10. It used to be $250, $250 for a set of 10, which is $25 each. But I don't know what the current price is because I've not checked in recent times. I still have about 2 or so, but I'm not selling my ISBN numbers because I'm using it for my own books. You can buy, it's not very expensive anywhere. All right, so I want to thank everybody that has participated. Mary, are you there? Everybody that has participated. Mary, are you there?
Yes, I am, Coach.
No, I mean, I'm talking about Mary. Mary in Abuja. I do.
I'm here.
Okay, Christina. Right. So I want to thank you for participating in the. Thank you for participating more than 1 hour 30 minutes. So let's more than 1 hour 30 minutes. So let's. Idu is raising his hand. Idu, go ahead. Idu, go ahead.
My book is already on Amazon, and one of my friends reviewed it for me. What did you say about having your book reviewed?
Sorry, I'm not hearing you, Idu.
I said you have mentioned that it's very important to have one's book reviewed.
Yes.
And my book, and I had my friend review it. What did you say about having a book reviewed, the importance of having it reviewed?
It is very, I'm talking about Amazon. I'm not talking about outside Amazon ecosystem. If your book on Amazon, for it to sell, somebody must review it. You understand? Because it's like having testimonial. Oh, I've read this book, is good. I've read this book, is good. So there's some people don't want to go and buy book. So you can give them money to buy your book. For instance, if you have a friend say, please review my book. My friend said, hey, do leave me alone. I don't have money. You can give her money or him money, maybe $10, $15 to buy the book. And because it's only people that have bought the book that Amazon allows to review. So review testimonial. If you don't have testimonial for your book, people will be skeptical. I did not even know before. I did not know before. So people will be skeptical. So it's good for you to have testimonial, just like the testimonial I shared here. So you always get people to review your book for you.
I have those, but my point is, how do I promote my book on Amazon? Because I'm not getting the traction from Amazon.
You have to do your Amazon Central. You have to go there and talk about your book. Go to Facebook, talk about your book, and then have links that draw people back to your book on. So you have to just, it's not just good enough for you to put your book on Amazon. You have to promote your book. Every minute you have to promote your book and then create links that takes people to Amazon or to your website. Your book must have momentum before it starts selling. Don't forget, it starts small. All right, it's something, because if your book is not promoted, if you are not publish your book with the global 6 publishing houses who will just buy the books and give it to their give it free to their organizations that are their clients. And before they say your book is a New York bestseller. If you are just a don't forget, most of us, we are all self-published authors. We are self-published authors. Therefore, we must personally promote our books. Every opportunity you have to promote your book, and then have links that takes people outside Nigeria, US, Canada, Australia, people, English-speaking countries, India, have links that take them to Amazon to buy your book. for people here, you can sell from your own website. But that's the mistake I made. I did not know how to promote my book. That I will just, once my book is on Amazon, I've arrived. No, you have to promote your book, Facebook, Twitter, every moment you have. What is the theme of your book? So those themes are the things we are going to put in blog posts and so on and so forth. It can take you 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year. You just have to continue promoting your book until the book starts to have momentum and traction, and then you can go on its own. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Margaret, good morning. All right, Margaret said, more than anything, I'm now willing to write my book. Please write your book, share your story. Thank you very much. Laura, are you there? Do you want to say something? Can we end this event now? Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Who is speaking?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Who is speaking? Laura?
Yes, sir. Laura speaking.
Go ahead.
Yes,
So
sir. Okay, sir. So I wanted to ask, do we need to have a particular audience in order to write?
You must have a target audience. You know, you are not writing your book for the whole world, for everybody. If you want to write a book that will inspire Paul Uduk, what does Paul Uduk like? So you have to find out. You do surveys. You can interview people indirectly. Okay, like now I can write a book on Nigeria, because like Jude wrote an article on Nigeria, but it's the audience is very wide, and it will be difficult to target, and you might have enemies because some people have hidden agendas and vested and so on and so forth. So normally narrow your focus. Have a particular audience that you want to write your book for. Maybe you want to write your book for SMEs. SMEs is very wide. What are SMEs? Is it poultry farmers? Is it this type of thing and so. So try to narrow. The more narrow your focus, the better. All right. So that's how audience comes in writing your book. Because if you write your book for a very big audience, it's not going to. Anyway, let me not belabor the point. The more narrow your audience, the better. All right. Unless you have a very big publishing house standing and you are willing to promote your book, you are already an internet guru. You are an internet expert, influencer. Of course, you can write on any topic and then promote your book. You have people like Brendan Burchard. Brendan Burchard has more than 4 million followers. 4 million. When once his book comes out, automatically becomes a bestseller because all his followers will buy. And then 10% of his followers will buy, and so on and so forth. Yes, you must have a target audience for your book. All right, in the absence of, in the absence of any writing, I want to thank everybody that spent time to be with us. Femi Kolajo and Nelly, all the way from Maryland, keeping you awake. Binta, Bumi, Christy Adeyemo, Idu, Pastor Igadaro, Jude, Cameroon, Laura in Uyo, Margaret in Lagos, Mary in Abuja, Nell, I don't know where you came in from, and Rosalind Melumo. Rosalind, can you say hello?
Hello.
All right, I'm meeting Rosalind for the first time, I think, and Nell, I'm meeting you for the first time.
Yes, we are.
All right, so it's a pleasure. Let's end the meeting until some other time. Thank you very much. And
excuse me, hello.
All right.
Hello.
Okay, who's talking?
Rosalind.
Oh, Rosalind, go ahead.
Yes, the issue of that clinic for those in Abuja, when is it going to happen? How do we go about it?
Fatima, yes, Fatima Binta said that she's going to, I actually traveled to, I promoted BidOlis in Kaduna before the COVID, and the outcome was very poor. Only 7 people turned up, and it was a very huge loss. I did it in a hotel and so on and so forth. So as I've talked with Fatima Binta, that you can have up to 10 people. It cost me 100,000 to even come there, and they stay in a hotel. and do it and come out. All right, so you can have 10 people, it's fine. You can do it. All right, because you really need to pass through a book writing clinic, because it's not about book writing clinic. It is an experience. It is about how to you construct your media empire. I call it media empire. You are whatever empire you want to call it. Yes, because it starts with just doing one thing right, and then you start to build your empire. Yes.
Okay, when is the Lagos? When is the Lagos meeting?
The Lagos is this Saturday. This Saturday, Lagos is this Saturday. All right, but it's only communicated to those people that have indicated interest that I want to attend, and then I send them the venue and so on and so forth. So, yes. So without much ado, please let's end the meeting. It's now 10:15, meaning that we started at 8:30, 8:30, 9:30, 9:30, 10:15. So we have spent 1 hour 45 minutes. I want to thank Nelly all the way in Maryland and the US. I want to thank Mary, Nelly in the US, Mary in Abuja, Binta in Abuja, Nell in Abuja, Idu in Lagos, and so on and so on. Laura in Uyo, Jude in Cameroon, Daula, and Chief Femi Kolajo. Thank you very, very much for attending. Until we meet again, thank you. Expect the recording and expect the slides. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye.
God bless. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you very kindly, coach.
Take
Bless you.
Bye
Bye for now. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much for
All
having
right.
everyone.
All right. Okay. All right. And my sister Adesanya.
My sister Adesanya.
Bye for now. Bumi, Christiana, Labode, Pastor, Ipa, Laura, thank you so much for attending. God bless you all.
Amen.